Good afternoon to all of you. I know that in the evening, cocktails are more interesting than speeches and wisdom, which can be given from here. But in the next 20 minutes, I have 20 minutes? Yeah, okay. In the next 20 minutes or something, because all of you are very intelligent people, that is what I do when I speak here or any kind of forums or abroad. I try to ignite your thoughts because you are all intelligent people. You have styles of your own. But what I listen when I talk to senior leadership, both in the vendor ecosystem as well as in the policy making circles and regulators. I'll try to summarize all these things, and what I'll do is that some of you who are only seeing things in pieces, I'll try to bring some backgrounder, because many times if you ignore the history, your future is doomed. So as we look at the BFSI sector today, in order to guess what it will be tomorrow, it's very important to know, to break down the problem statement into smaller pieces so that we can appreciate where exactly we fit in. If our capability is not enough, then probably we will have to bring, is there a slide transitor that I can use? Yeah. So we'll bring this into focus. Yeah. So let us first understand what is banking or what is financial services. If you look at today, banking is deposits, or financial industry is deposits, payments, investments, credit, insurance maybe, advising and safekeeping. Initially, banks were created to take deposits to give loans because they were trusted and they were present everywhere. The ecosystem wanted them to discharge some more responsibility, and that is how the BFSI sector as it is today. What I am predicting, that going forward, banking and financial sector will only deal with identity, information, and experience. It will no more be settled. Everybody will be able to do this. Taking deposit is no big deal. Right now, regulators are preventing the existing players from entering into a particular sector because of entry barriers or whatever. But as we go, as things unfold, players come to intermediate experience. If today I am an experience provider, I can connect on the left-hand side with the customers, on the right-hand side with the banks, and intermediate experience. I provide experience, so the biggest challenge of the BFSI leaders is this disintermediation of that you are having a monolith in the banking, you manufacture a product, you decide what is the experience of the consumers are going to be, and you fulfill that experience. That is going to be disrupted. The intermediation as an industry per se, whether it is fintech, whether it is technology, will be a big play. Customer journey will be the crux. I remember when I was a senior officer in State Bank of India, we always thought that a housing loan meaning interest rate and what is the amount of loan that is given against a property value of 100. If somebody gives 90 rupees loan, it's a good housing loan. But when we took this into digital garages or journey garages, what we found was that, much before the journey starts, when you start shortlisting areas, when you think about builders, when you think whether there is an old age home to take care of your parents, if you have an elderly person or if you are religiously inclined, how near or how far you are from the religious places, whether there is a walking track, whether there is a crest, whether there are movers and packers, whether it is Vastu compliant, all these are part of customer journey. Now, imagining customer journey will differentiate men from boys. Men and boys will be differentiated not by how much technology and what deposits and products you are giving, because you will be dealing with experience and information and identity. These are the things which will lead to platformization, because as you know, innovation happens at the product level, which is the basic innovation, which we call incremental innovation. And once in a while, one in the 200 or 300 examples may be a disruptive one. Everybody wants to disrupt, but majority of them will happen in the platform innovation. How good is your platform? Whether I can complete all my journeys in your platform. I may be an NBFC, I may be an insurance industry, I may be a bank. Customer doesn't care. So providing technology, providing tooling for that will define the future of BFSI. Now let us look at what is going on. What we are looking at is segments which are getting self-generated like a hydra. And there is a symbiotic relationship between the areas that I have mentioned here and the new products are getting auto-generated. Cloud, do you think that cloud is a new thing? No. As long as you cannot touch and feel the server which is doing the computing, you are in a cloud environment. But cloud as a discipline, enabling mobile and pervasive computing, everywhere you are on a computer. As they used to say, IBM, when they did their first computer of 512 MB, it required a 16-wheeler truck to lug it up. But today, I think you are having a 1 terabyte mobile phone. So this is contributing to this, and this is contributing to that. So this continuously symbiotic way where results will define the inputs and inputs will define the results is going to be the in thing. And we must be prepared, because what we call agile in the modern world is nothing but this. We are not sure of the results, we are not sure of the inputs. We are taking of this set of inputs, we are converting it into a minimum viable product, and if the minimum viable product is not the output that we want, we play with the ingredients. That is going to be the future of this, and many of them, what I have written, many of them you know. Understanding the context, which is customer journey. Breaking things down to the smallest computing module so that things like low code, no code could work, microservices, API banking. Intangibility of the IT assets, either in a proper cloud, private cloud, or third-party cloud. And all these things, if you look at it, future will be RegTech and SupTech heavy. supervisory technology and regulatory technology, which again has gone into a self-learning mode. Regulator is being poured into the ecosystem, ecosystem is responding, regulation is changing, ecosystem is changing, regulator is changing. That is how things will happen. Now, if we look at digital, remember, digital is not smack. People say digital is social media, mobility, analytics, and cloud. No. Digital is the ability to take data, apply technology to make it into a business case. Technology sometimes becomes the master, sometimes it is the servant. So going forward, the branches will be called stores. Context and customer journeys will define it. Technology will be a servant which will be wearing two hats. Sometimes it will be the master, sometimes it will be the servant, sometimes it will be a friend, because it will be defining. Many times, in SBI, I had 15,000 people, and every year we used to spend 6,000-7,000 crores. That time, what I understood as a hard truth is that, understanding the digital relationship requires appreciating the power and potential. IT has or digital wings of organizations will be required to partner with the business and make them aware, because I used to call IT and digital as, plumbers or the electricians. As business owners, they will be more aware, but IT will give the options. This bulb is good. This bathroom tile is good. These are the options which are available. IT will have to be a super shop of options. And that is where IT has to progress in the next generation. So, as I'll leave this I hope they will give it to all of you, because 20 minutes time is there, I'll try to fix it. I hope you'll find, as I told you, it will ignite some thoughts in you. Going forward, the 3 S of digital experience will define which of the BFSI players will stay afloat, which of them will go down the drain. Every single product, process, technology, governance people have to pass the 3S test. And these are, one is that there should be no friction. It should be both seamless. Nobody should see the friction, nobody should feel the friction. But how it will happen? Everybody, any enterprise is standing on 4 legs. People, process, technology, and governance. Now, when we are looking at these 4 important and critical parameters, all of them must be supported. Supported with what? Supported with technology. Supported with quick time to market. Supported with visioning, getting into action. So how we will be, I showed in my first slide, it's not that what products that you are manufacturing is important, but how you are utilizing information to create new experiences. Because experience will be the differentiator, not the product and the heavy lifting that your technology is doing. So, how do we do it? Essentially, I have culled this into 4 buckets. I told about structure is nothing but governance, technology tools that must continuously be looking at things, and data and analytics must be there, and customer relationships. Today, you will be surprised to know that enterprises are spending maximum amount of money not in concluding transactions or creating products. It is on customer acquisition and customer retention. So going forward, when you are dealing with experiences, and if we look at the customer segment from the digital point of view, there'll be digital natives who are the millennials who were born into the digital era. They never knew anything else. Then there are digital migrants, people like me and you probably, who have understood the power of digital and we have changed to the digital way. Then there are digital fence-sitters who are dabbling with digital but they're not sure of digital. And people who are digitally averse. And if you study the wealth distribution, maximum amount of money and maximum amount of wealth is with the digitally averse people. So in the next 10-15 year, Indian BFSI industry will be looking at blend of technologies. And India is a country of countries. So how do we blend these things will become a challenge. And I will leave one thought with you. Crowdsourcing, customer collaborative digital experience creation will be the future. Customers are important stakeholders. They will not simply come, but they will be willing to participate. Whether we have processes and technology to harness that interest will define us in your organizations. So I have told this many times. Again, how you will orchestrate things depends on the conversations. And this conversation technology will be the king going forward. Can you facilitate conversations? Can you make meaning out of conversation? Can you extract data out of conversation? Can you put analytics and artificial intelligence to make conversations monetizable? This will be the future, not technology. Every transaction that you think will depend on that. So I have told information, lot of RegTech, SupTech, Supreme Court is getting very, very active. So we will have to look at information asymmetries, transparency, keeping a track. As we create things, many times we forget that audit, customer data privacy, gone are the lazy things. You get a free app and you say that, yes, you access my call record, you look at my data. Those lazy compromises will not be available going to the future. Hard money will be spent to demonstrate to courts of law and to the regulators that, yes, indeed, you are privacy rule compliant. So, individualization I have told, and productivity. Remember, if you forget the fundamentals, you come back to where you have started. Productivity was the beginning of the computerization or digitization. I wanted to do things faster, I wanted to do things accurately, I wanted to keep track of this. So all these metadata, low code, no code, all these things must ultimately translate to productivity. So this is what I wanted to tell. If there are any questions, I'll take. I'm in a little hurry, but everything is in a hurry. So what we are looking, an airplane got 50 million users in 68 years, and iPad got 50 million users in 1 year. Things will be in a breakneck speed, blinding speed. But don't lose, as you fly high, don't lose your feet on the ground. Thank you very much. Anybody, any questions or? Yes.
Thank you for an insightful talk. My name is 𝗠𝗵𝗽𝘁𝘆𝘂𝘁𝘆, and the previous panelists were talking about how neobanks or sort of these center of excellences within existing financial services companies that are driving that new wave of innovation. But you mentioned that there are still digital averse senior leaders who are finally making the decisions and hold the purse strings. In terms of forwarding that innovation, what are you seeing these digital averse leaders leaning towards? And do they want to build something on their own, or would they want to buy something that's valuable, which is already showing dividends in fast-moving efforts?
No, market currently is highly segmented. When I was in London, Credit Suisse used to have a dedicated private banking unit with bankers speaking about art, speaking about wine, speaking about holidays, who cater to very high net worth individuals. They will never trust their computer or the mobile of their secretaries to do their wealth management. So that segment will continue to remain a niche segment. But neobanks, I don't think they will be going into such exotic areas, which are technology thin but experience rich. I think neobanks will concentrate on taking on board the mass, which used to be served by a lot of people and a lot of physical stores. That will probably transfer into this thing. So neobanks' journey towards the digitally averse wealthy, in my view, it is not in the realm of next 5-10 years. It will take a little more time. This is not their priority. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you very much.